The Tom Hartmann program will be right back. But first, our bottom of the hour break with David Feldman.
Michael Snyder is our resident film critic. He joins us via Skype. Citizen 4 is a documentary about Edward Snowden, who was an NSA contractor and leaked millions of documents to the press.
Well, a pretty fascinating, amazing, and historically pertinent document itself. The director, Laura Poitras, who had done 2 previous films about surveillance and about the post 9/11 world, had amazing access to the man himself, Citizen 4, a.k.a. Edward Snowden, who began to gather up and leak documents to reveal the extent of the spying that was going on. I mean, the camera's on this guy as everything is spilling out worldwide about what he's done, who he is. We see the man himself, is sort of unassuming guy, and it's amazing to see him apply the hair gel as he's going to have a public appearance of some sort. I've never seen anything quite like this.
I haven't either. It blew me away. You also have access to Glenn Greenwald, the lawyer, journalist, and author, who in many ways orchestrated the release of those documents, working with The Guardian. So we really get to see video of the events leading up to the world learning about these documents. And I don't think Greenwald or any author can capture as well as a documentary can who Edward Snowden is, the pressure he's under, and how he held up. It's pretty remarkable that a 29-year-old guy was willing and has sacrificed everything to put an end to what he fears is a ever-growing police state.
It's a thriller in a way, because all of this is unfolding like an espionage movie, and we're up close and personal to the guy, as I said. It forces us to look at what's happening to civil liberties in this century.
And we see them lying under oath.
Yes, we do. There is some archival footage. I do recommend people seek out Citizen 4, regardless of your thoughts on the matter.
Yes. And tell me about The Imitation Game.
Well, this is the kind of, not the flip side of Citizen 4, but it's kind of Citizen 4, The Roots. The Imitation Game is a very, very good biopic about a man who some people don't know, but a man who was integral to the creation and development of modern computers. His name is Alan Turing. He was a genius.
Yeah.
He was a genius. He was a British mathematician and cryptologist, and he was brought on board at Bletchley Circle, which is where the British were attempting to decode the Enigma machines that were being used by the Germans to pass intelligence in World War II. Crack the Enigma code, and you have an amazing jump on the Axis powers if you're the Allies. So they bring this guy in. He's bulky. He's sort of asocial. He's difficult, but he's brilliant. He ends up leading the team, cracking the code, and essentially helping to stop World War II or end World War II on the side of the Allies. This guy is also a closeted homosexual. And in the early 50s, British authorities come down on him with questions of whether or not he's actually a spy for the other side. And as the revelations develop, his life becomes turned upside down, essentially. Benedict Cumberbatch plays Alan Turing, and he is fantastic in this movie. And it's funny, it's also a bookend in a way with The Theory of Everything, which is set in another era, but also deals with a brilliant man and is enacted by a great young British actor. The Theory of Everything being about Stephen Hawking's early days in university before he was afflicted with ALS. And Eddie Redmayne plays Stephen Hawking, and Cumberbatch here plays Alan Turing, and the two of them are odds-on favorites for nominations for the Oscars.
Yeah, we're running out of time. The Turing test is famous. He invented it to tell whether or not a computer, artificial intelligence, can imitate a human being. And he was a closeted homosexual. He was arrested for being a homosexual after saving the world from Nazism, and he was ordered cured. They try to cure him of his homosexuality, and instead he opted to cure himself of life by dipping an apple in cyanide. I haven't seen the movie, but do they discuss that in the movie?
All of this is covered. I don't want to spoil this for people who are going to have the revelations of the dramatic power of it, but the guy is chemically castrated, and he has to deal with that. Keira Knightley's in this film as the one woman in the Enigma code cracking crew. You get Alan Leach and Rory Kinnear, Mark Strong, Charles Dance. It's a fantastic cast. It's a very well-written script, and Benedict Cumberbatch is letter perfect as Turing, and he is in fact the father of the modern computer. So every time you look at your iPhone, you can say thank you, Alan Turing, and every time you think about surveillance invading your life, you can say damn you, Alan Turing.
Michael Snyder, thank you.
To hear all of David's interviews, go to the website for The David Feldman Show, www.davidfeldmanshow.com. And right now, back to the Tom Hartmann Show.